And welcome back to Brown on Black. I am your host, Luana Nelson Brown, and I'm waving goodbye to our previous guest. This is the show where we talk about issues in the Black community and we bring awareness to you about the unique diversity of the African American community. I'm your host, Luana Nelson Brown, and welcome back to the second half of the show with my new co-host, guest, Brianne Ward. Yay!
You know who I am. Hello,
Welcome
everybody.
to the show. So those of you who are followers of Brown on Black will recognize my best friend, Brianne Ward. And I have her on because she's such a wealth of information.
Oh, thank you.
You are.
Likewise.
Thank you. And since I started the show, Brianne has taken on a new initiative. Did you realize that?
No.
See, I knew you hadn't.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Bigger than me.
It is. Mm-hmm. I remember, I'll never forget. Now, see, I'm going to tell her personal story.
That's fine. Go
and
ahead.
her class participants are going to be like, really? But anyway, I'm going to tell it because, I tell it. So we both work for Polk County Crisis and Advocacy Services. Mm-hmm. We're both sexual assault advocates. Mm-hmm. And that seems like the title is wrong. Advocates. Counselor advocates. Yeah. That's what we are. We were sitting at work, and I don't remember how we started talking about fitness, but we were talking about fitness. I think we were talking about things we love to do. Mm-hmm. And Brianne said, she probably doesn't even remember. Brianne said, I love to do, like aerobics classes and that sort of thing. I would love to be an instructor one day. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
And I said, why don't you become a Zumba instructor? Another one of our friends, Kelly Zeman, does. And she said, really? I would love, that's my thing. That's my thing. I said that? Yes, you did. Okay. And the next thing I knew, guess who was becoming a Zumba instructor? Yours truly. That's right. So she took that information in, took it to heart, heard it, and then acted on it, which is one of the things that I try to tell people all the time. You can create your own life. You can create the life that you desire, but you have to act on it. Yeah. First, the Holy Spirit will give you the dream. It'll give you the desire. And yes, I said Holy Spirit. It's my show. I can say that. Mm-hmm. And then you act on it, and poof, now your life has completely changed from our first show till now. Yeah. Because she is now a certified Zumba instructor. Yes. Yay! Yes. And the reason I wanted to have you on to talk about it is because your class is blessed women all over Des Moines. Right. This class, I kid you not, this particular Zumba class has transcended socioeconomic status, racial lines, ethnic lines. It's predominantly women, so I won't say gender because guys just don't like to do Zumba. But women who have previous trauma, women who have have had emotional baggage, emotional wounds. Everybody comes to this Zumba class, and for 1 hour, everybody's free. Yes. Wouldn't you say that?
I would say that. I would say that. The conversation that I remember having with myself before becoming a licensed Zumba instructor, I was taking a course at Drake University, and it was career counseling. Right. And so what we had to do was get in the role of a client. Right. And, what are the modes and methods of them looking for, the gifts that they have and putting them into a career. Right. And so one of my taps on ONET, don't ask me what that means. It's like an occupational network online. Right. And one of the top things that popped up was an aerobics instructor. Wow. So,
I'm not doing that.
And so, my professor at the time said, well, I can see you doing that because this is who you are. I said, okay. And then I emailed him when I got my certificate and said, I want to let you know that I did become that aerobic instructor. Right. Right. And so it just goes to show that if you have a dream or if you have gifts, it doesn't matter the method. Right. God's will be done.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, so. And I watched it unfold right before my eyes.
Yes, because not only were you like someone that I was chatting with it, but you were also my guinea pig.
That's true.
I was begging Luana to come to my class.
She's like, come to my class. And now I can barely get in her class because there are a good 30 to 50 women that come on a regular basis to this Zumba class.
It's amazing.
It is incredible. And the reason we all keep going, and I have to admit, I haven't been in a while because my schedule doesn't allow it. But the reason we all keep coming back, I can say as a class participant, is because you feel so good afterwards.
Yes.
Even, and I don't mean just physically, you know, it's a way to, you come in thinking about your day and, you know, going through your schedule. We all have phones with our schedules on it and that sort of thing. And you've got these things running through. Well, you can't think about all that and Zumba at the same time.
You'll fall.
You really will. You really will. And so it's time for you to breathe, get reconnected with your body. Not to mention, you look a little better after you finish. Because, you know, even if you don't drop weight, you're building muscle. And so, you know, your pant size comes down a little bit. But while you're in the class, it's so freeing. And you're there with women who are just like you.
Yeah.
Even if they don't look like you, which there's somebody who looks like everybody in your class. You know, you're there with women just like you. And we're all together. And you don't have to know the moves to do the class.
That's right.
So tell them a little, like if it's a beginner who wants to come in, what would you say?
Well, let me tell you about the Zumba fitness program.
Yes, do that.
Zumba was actually started by Beto Perez, and he was I think a step instructor. So he was doing techno in his class.
Okay.
And he had forgot all of his CDs and tape. Well, not CDs, but tapes at the time. And so he went out to his car, got all his music from his homeland.
Really?
And he just started dancing in class, and it caught on.
Get out of town.
The next day, he put on the techno music, and they said, "We don't want that. We want what you had." So he made it a brand, and it was a Zumba brand.
Get out of town.
Yeah. And
see how that works.
And he was just being himself.
Wow.
And I think that's what the Zumba fitness program is allowing me to be myself.
Right.
I don't know about you, but sometimes when you are a Christian, it's really hard for you to sync up well with a fitness program.
It's true.
You know, because of the moves, the music, and even the atmosphere.
It's true.
And when you're working with people who are survivors of toxic stress and carry it still, you know, that's not a safe place to be.
So true.
Because you can't be free.
Right.
And, you know, being a certified sexual assault counselor, we know that proximity, spacing,
absolutely.
Even the light, you know, lights being off, those can be triggers for them.
It's so true.
And they can't release that toxic stress because they're in survival mode.
That is so true.
So one thing that I really enjoy about the venue in which I'm in is that it's King Elementary. The lights never go off.
That's right.
When you walk into the door, because a lot of people say, well, can we turn the lights down? Or
right.
Because they're automatic lights.
Exactly.
So they'll always be on as long as you're moving.
Right.
Also the music choices in which I choose.
Which makes this class, I think it makes this class, sets it apart from everywhere else.
Yeah.
Is the music choice is awesome. How do you do that?
You know, what I have done is I've joined a group on Facebook, and it's called Christians Who Love Zumba.
Oh my gosh.
And they're Christian Zumba instructors, and they just list songs. And so I was just going through and tapping through and found some songs, found some artists.
Wow.
I didn't want to lose the Zumba flair.
Right.
I still do use Zumba music.
Right.
Which is licensed through the Zen Network, the Zumba Instructor Network.
And that music is Latin?
It's Latin music.
Okay.
Everywhere from Latin to Bhangra, which is Indian, Bollywood type music.
Okay.
African music, calypso. I mean, there's a wide range of rhythms that I use.
Right, but it's predominantly ethnic.
Yes,
it is.
I do use some pop because I want to connect to all of the audiences in which are in my class.
In your class,
and I hate to say mine because this is not mine.
Well, but it's your vision, as Miss Paulette was talking about earlier.
You know, it took off, and I want to say that it's amazing when you treat people with respect.
Yes.
How great they feel.
That's true.
And sometimes how much they'll reveal to you.
That is true.
Through their spirit, through their words, or just through their being.
Right.
I've formed some great sisterhoods within the Zumba class. I call it our Zumba class.
Yes. Okay. I see. Our Zumba class.
Because, you know, a part of being wounded, whether it's physically, spiritually, emotionally, that you've lost ownership and you feel you've lost rights to things.
That is so true.
And so I want people, I want people to come into the class saying, "This is my class. This is our class that we've made together." You know, so I make sure that people feel safe when they're there. You know, I make sure that people feel like they can exercise without having to watch over their shoulder with their children. The great thing about King and the weather right now is that they can go outside and be on the playground in a fenced area. So that makes things awesome.
That's true.
You know, the class is only $1 per class.
Right, we didn't say that. So it's dollar Zumba.
Yeah. So within a month, you're only paying $12 to take a Zumba 3 times a week.
And it's awesome. You're not going to find that, which was so ingenious and brilliant. Just, you know, because most Zumba classes are $10 a session. To make it, because you were open and you really had the goal of getting people fit and healthy. Then $1, you know, but at the same time, you have to, you know, keep your end up. You have to be able, you have to take in something. Just charging $1, you know, was so selfless and yet so empowering at the same. You're a genius.
I do my best.
It's amazing. And for those of us who, you know, participate in the class, being able to come and pay $1 a session is incredible. I mean, and it's a professional, it's a real Zumba class. You know, so I had to stop and talk about that for a minute. Okay, go ahead.
But, you know, I do want to give homage to those who have put in time and money into this class. My aunt has been a tremendous support for me.
Oh, wonderful.
Miss Rose Ostrand, yes, I'm talking about you. She gave me money to buy equipment. She's given me money to sponsor people to go to Zumbathons.
Oh, that is
to do charity events. You know, she has given me financial donations, and I truly appreciate her for that. My mother, Nikki English, my grandmother, Mona McQuarrie, I know that they've prayed. I know they continue to pray. You know, and even all of my sisters within the Zumba. There's too many of y'all. I can't even name you all, but you know who you are. Bringing people word of mouth, bringing people because you're having fun, bringing people, you know, thinking of where I work, Polk County Crisis and Advocacy. Dee Fredrickson, she brings us sweatsuits when she gets items that she doesn't want or that she can't use and that they're new. She brings them to me and said, "I hope that someone can use these." And I said, "You have no idea who needs these."
Exactly.
You know, so we have become our own sisterhood, our own community. And we are allowing each other to heal.
That's the important part.
You would be surprised when you don't see somebody. So another class member saying, "Is she okay? Where's she at? Can we call her? Tell her I was thinking about her today." You know?
That actually happened to me last week. There's someone that from the Zumba class that I saw, and they said, "We haven't seen you in Zumba in a while. What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm coming back. I have to work it out because there's a strength and conditioning class that I go to now too." And so I'm trying to work that out. But sure, you're absolutely right. That happened to me last week. Someone from Zumba class asked me where I was, and it makes you feel it's a camaraderie. And it's a support system.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
It's a support system, and you've created that.
With God's help and with His vision and with His convictions.
Right.
You know, because you remember when I first started. All the music I had.
I do remember that.
I kid you not. All the music that I was playing, my sound system kept shutting off.
Wait. Don't tell the story yet. We got to go to break. We got to go to commercial.
All right.
When we come back from commercial, we're going to tell you the story about Brianne, her music for Zumba in the beginning and that sound system. But we have got to pay some of the bills. So we have to go to break. If you're out there and you're watching live, please do hit chat at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen and log in with a nickname. You don't have to use your real name. It could be a fake name. We just need to know what to call you. You also can log in and not say a word if you don't want to. But I don't know if you're there if you don't log in. So hit chat at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, log in, and you can talk to Brianne and I if you like, or you can just sit there and watch, but I'll know you're there. So we'll be back in 4 minutes in just a moment.